Hey YouTube, my name's Wes. I'm currently in TMC training right now. I'm on week one, just finished out with day two. I've seen a lot of different videos out there about kind of what to expect, and thought I'd just make a video just kind of to give a little bit more details, maybe some tips about some of you guys that might be considering on coming out here to do your TMC training. Uh, there's a lot. There's a lot during these first 2 days that you're just gonna kind of, if you're out here to do like me and better yourself and provide for your family. It's really going to take everything you got. This is by no means something to take lightly or a job that you should, well, I can get through it and, pass the trainers. Everybody down here has a mentality, and that mentality is, to be successful, and they expect more, if not everything that you have to give. They expect more than everything you have to give. They're going to test you while you're down here. So for a lot of you that are thinking about coming down here, um, just be prepared. Be prepared to give everything you got. I'm tired. I'm wore out. I was debating on whether or not I was going to make this video, but I feel like it's necessary so some of you guys can kind of know how it feels and what to expect. So, kind of, I took some notes to kind of go over what to expect. So, you first arrive here on Sunday. I came from Kentucky. A guy from North Carolina was coming down from getting off with his 5 weeks of being with his trainer. And so he came and picked me up, used his gas card, and then picked up another guy from Richmond. And we headed on up here. It took us something like 10 or 11 hours. So these two guys had previously already been through training. So there's a chance you might be not riding with somebody, and then there's probably more than likely you'll be riding with one, if not two more people. We rode in like a Ford Fusion, brand new rental car, just to kind of give you an idea of what we were doing. I'm currently staying in a hotel. The guy that I rode up here with, I am not currently rooming with him. Rooming with a guy from one of my training groups. So you definitely get moved around quite a bit. When you first get here, you just kind of unload all your stuff, and they have to have the rental car back within 24 hours of when you first depart. So it's really like kind of rushy. Another tip is before you get down here, make sure you pack you some food for that Sunday. Make sure if you have time that you stop and grab you something to eat before you get to the hotel, because chances are you're probably not going to come back out to be able to go and shop. I grabbed me some food. I did some shopping before I came down here and just kind of threw that in a backpack and came down here. I bought like spaghetti and Pop Tarts and them little ramen noodles and pears and things like that. So just something small. They do have refrigerators in here. They don't have like a flat screen TV. They have like a box TV, one of those old little box TVs, at least in my room. They got a desk, couple chairs. We're in a queen size bed. We have two queen size beds. I mean, and yeah, so after you get done on Sunday, you just come in here, you kind of hang out and get ready for the next day. You're real tired depending on where you're coming from. So Monday morning, you get on the bus. You have to be out there at the bus by 7 o'clock. I recommend before. Well, I'll go on with that here in a little bit, but you get on the bus and they drive you, and I think it's like a 30-minute drive or something to the actual training facility. So you have time between your hotel route and your actual getting to where you're going to be training at to really kind of get ready for the day. The first day that we were there, we stayed till about 8 o'clock. We started at something like 7. We got, I'm sorry, 7:30. So we started about 7:30, something like that, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. Um, and then we got in there. We found where we were going to sit out in the classroom, and they like handed us. Well, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. We got off the bus. It was a bunch of us. We were kind of all compacted together. It was, experienced drivers and non-experienced drivers, and people who had been rehired. We all got separated in different classrooms, and then we went and we went into. So I went into my classroom and found my seat. And when our instructor came in, introduced himself and everything, and then we loaded up, went to the clinic to get your drug test and physical and things like that. So a tip is make sure that if you have any prescriptions, that you do get a doctor's note or something that says that you are allowed to uh, take this. You're certified by a doctor. So I take anxiety medicine, so I had to get something for that before I could even drive a rig. So so I did that. We had time to get something to eat from a gas station right across the road. Very, very good idea uh, while you're down here to have money on you. They have a shop downstairs, but you might need something. You might be getting that home late or something, and they'll stop and let us pick something up to eat. We did that yesterday. They took us and went to Wendy's. They got like Wendy's, Dairy Queen, Taco Bell, whatever. They drop us off, pick us up, or I'm sorry, not drop us off, pick us up, but they parked the bus and we got off the bus and go get our stuff. Anyway, so we got done with that, and then we went back to the training facility. After that, they didn't take us straight back to the classroom. We went and did the physical right after. So if some of you are out of shape, you might want to prepare for the physical because it's going to be the tarps. You can watch the little video they got, and it explains everything down to a T. But you are absolutely going to have to pick yourself up on that flatbed trailer. With there's not going to be anything under you. It's going to be your arm strength. You're gonna have to lift yourself up onto the trailer and pick up the 120-pound tarp and put it onto the the thing they got. Anyway, you can watch the video and see that. Your recruiter should have that information. Um, so after we got done doing that, we went back to lunch. We went to lunch, grabbed us some food, and then we went and ate, and then we went back to classroom. That's when the long process began. We went and we watched videos. You got like 8.5 hours worth of homework to do, along with some stuff that they give you to read and things like that. It may change. I don't know. These are just some of the stuff that I had to do. After you get done doing that, well, not after, but you'll be working on it. I'm still working on my stuff. Afterwards, you go and um, uh, yeah, they'll put you on a simulator, group 4 people up together, and they put you on a simulator. Simulator is almost like being in a truck, so don't take it lightly. They are looking at everything that you do, so make sure when you're doing things, you're doing it right. You're not just going in there thinking, you're whoever, and you haven't been doing. They're really looking at everything you're doing for this. So when you're in orientation, you're in a job interview. So they're gonna push you to your max to make sure that you're somebody that they want, that you're TMC material. So just make sure when you're there, you're giving it 150%, and you should be fine. You're not just taking it lightly. Um, so after that, we did the simulator, came back in, we kept working on paperwork, and that's kind of where I am now. is today was more of like a paperwork day. We did go over a lot of videos in class, but there was quite a bit of paperwork. So you're going to be doing like that nonstop. Couple of tips for you guys. I'm going to try to make this video a little short. A couple tips is make sure that you bring a clipboard. I brought me a clipboard here that you can kind of store stuff in. I bought this at Walmart. Got me a little battery charger, things like that. Another thing is make sure you bring you a backpack. You're gonna need a backpack. They sell one down here for like $85. It's got TMC on it. It's an awesome backpack, but yeah, you're gonna want to bring a backpack. Also, I checked the weather before I got here, and it was like super warm. It's currently like 50 degrees out, and it's like wet and rainy, and that classroom stays like 40 degrees, so it is cold. Make sure that you got something warm to wear, and just come here with an expectation that you're going to do better than you've done pretty much at any job, because they said that they're going to run us over on nights. They're going to treat it like like a regular trucking job. So we might be expecting to go home at 4, and they might tell us at the end of the shift, hey, you need to stay over. So those are kind of the things that you need to expect when you get here, and just some of those things that I listed, like the doctor's note and things like that. Just make sure you remember that when you go and you apply here, and you work here, because they're gonna weed you out. Like if you're not here, you're not serious. They're gonna weed you out, and they're gonna do it pretty quick. So if you're kind of thinking about it, you're not sure, you don't think you're going to give it your all, I'd say this probably isn't the job for you. You got to be real committed. Now, some of y'all probably are out there. I'm still in training, so I don't know how it is like on the road. I've never drove a truck before ever. I came off of working from home, so the best thing I can tell you is all I know is based on what I'm going through training. So I'm going to try to post more videos. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment to me below. And yeah, so I appreciate you all checking this video out, and I'll see you later.